Well, Twitter is alive once again. The Moon Boys are back and the hindsight traders are out in force. It must mean that we're going up on Bitcoin, right? Well, yeah, we are. It's days like today that we yearn for as traders after what feels like an eternity of downside momentum. But have we broken out of this accumulation range? And what's next for ETH and alts? In this UTG update, I give you my feelings on where we're headed with BTC, how you can prepare yourself for potential downside moves, and what we need to see to confirm bull action across this market. Let's dive into it. No time to waste. Stick around as I dive right in. Welcome. Yeah, what is up? Tex here. Today was a good day. The last few days have been some good days. Thankfully, if you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification icon and follow along with last week's video that I shared with you. I told you a tidy little trading range is developing on BTC and ETH, and 33 people saw that. Yet here I am still showing up for you guys every single day and sharing my charts all for free in the Discord link below. But this is exactly right. This was the trade that we shared on the 10th of July, where Gravy Train gave us our rejection point, a perfect short opportunity here, You can find our Gravy Train indicator in the links below or at unitytradinggroup.com and go to the indicators page. So it gave us a perfect short. We were trending below this point of control. You can search volume profile in our YouTube channel, free guide on how to use this. And I said to you guys that we were looking at least this 23 and a retest of this triangle formation, or we head within this range down to that 19,323 level and we continue to accumulate in that range. Well, that's exactly what happened on here. That 19,323 and this range bottom was hit to the dollar. Come on. Where do you get this sort of action for free anywhere in this market? There it was, to the bloody dollar, down at 18,940. Even if you caught the wick and the moves continued up from 19,323, you would be sitting in some very, very tidy profits right now. And I certainly hope that you took profits on this move, because as I said to you this morning inside Discord, as we were in this ascending triangle / accumulation range, what we would want to see would be a pop above, a rejection off a significant MA and the 38.2, which we did, and then a retest of this range high, which is where we sit right now. In terms of where we sit, in my opinion right now, I do believe that we still need either a consolidation within this range here between 20, let's say 21.4 and 22.9, where we may end up trending sideways, retesting this range high a couple of times. Alts do their thing in the next few days, and then we potentially see some more moves to the upside. As we look, at the weekly chart, we've just been given our first steamroller green entry since the 24th of December 2018. There is no denying the significance of our custom steamroller indicator at these levels, and to get a weekly green entry on BTC is significant. However, the fact that we are in this macro environment where still things are uncertain with respect to the next lot of CPI data, inflation rates, looking at the increase in interest rates, the war in Ukraine, the cost of living, everything that's happening at the moment macro-wise is still something to take into consideration, because BTC is not immune from what's happening in the global marketplace yet. It will get to that point. The decoupling will take place, but certainly it hasn't happened right now. And from a daily standpoint, looking pretty promising. We are in RSI green territory. This RSI, by the way, again, link below, 100% free. 100% free. If you like what we do here, share this message and get this out to as many people as you can. We do everything free here to help you become a smarter, more profitable trader. There's nothing more to it. We don't sell any courses or any of that shit. We do some pretty kick-ass custom indicators, but that's to help you make more money. We don't charge you anything for the information that we give out here at UTG. So as it stands on the daily time frame now, this is the chart that I shared this morning. I said we had this range high rejection. I was looking for a retest of this top of this, let's say this ascending triangle formation and this range high here from this range. as low as potentially 21,000 odd, and then I would consider where we are. But from a daily standpoint, not looking too bad. The volume is diminishing slightly here. I'm definitely looking to see what happens at the reaction point at this 50 RSI. We know the significance of the 50 RSI with respect to it being a level of support as we range above, a level of resistance as we range below. Again, search our YouTube, entire video on that with strategies, free. So that's how it stands right now for me on BTC. I'm going to eliminate this, and I'm just going to stick with what we have here now. So that's kind of how I see it. Gravy Train is showing us at our gravy cloud, which is a very strong rejection point. Many times when we break above this EMA, often acts as a significant level of resistance. And certainly that does align with our next EMA, which is the 50 EMA that aligns around that 38.2 fib level, that let's say 23K. Still a lot of people calling for $28,000, which is this, let's say, a low level supply zone, because it does sit within a level of consolidation, a very poor one at that, before we continue down. So that's the level that a lot of people are screaming for. Above that is a better quality supply zone around 31K. And if you look at my chart here as well, I like doing things like this where you look at previous tops and you draw trend lines, and although you don't put a ton of weight on, when we do get breaks from one trend line, we often see moves to the next trend line above. And if you put on like a Garn fan, for example, that's where you would see examples of things like this, although with a lot more accuracy from a Garn fan, but that needs to be set up with precise accuracy to be actually accurate. I don't have a video on that, but I've shared that inside Discord a number of times beforehand. So really for me, I'm just waiting to see the reaction BTC has here at these levels. We are seeing ETH leading the charge and decoupling from what BTC is doing, which shows great strength across the alt market at the moment. ETH has been my biggest trader as of late, and again, I've shared that inside the Discord, how I'm looking at things and what I'm doing with that. But again, ETH, yeah, really showing some strength here. You know, the ETH-BTC pair is definitely a good litmus of alt strength, and we are seeing that rocket at the moment. Hence the reason why we're getting a lot of alt moves across the board. But as it cycles, as BTC profits come out, you often see them go into L1s or you know, maybe some low cap coins, cycle so people can accumulate more BTC, then it rotates back into Bitcoin itself. And that's pretty much the perpetual cycle of how people trade coins, at least anecdotally from what I've seen in the marketplace. So you see your L1s like AVAX, and then you see other coins like Sol, BNB, Matic has just had a phenomenal run. One of the private students that we were mentoring behind the scenes, Kat, I'm so happy for you. You just made incredible profits on that coin after the strategy and talk that we had inside our session. I'm so happy for you to be pulling some ludicrous profits from that trade. So well done. Yeah, so that's where my thoughts stand on BTC at the moment. It is a good way to be a little bit more rational when you zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at those higher time frames, see what's going on. We are in some decent RSI positive territory at the moment, but that means really nothing when these runs can move on FOMO. So let's see how we went with ETH. Let's zoom along as we got to ETH, and we spoke about this triangle formation again and what I anticipated happening. We didn't quite get to the lows that I was foreseeing, but certainly, again, we broke out of this range. 1,007 was the level. You can see that I've got my alert icon here. That's where I bought in. I think 1,056 was my next was my first buy-in. I got an alert at 1,007, bought in at 1,056, and I took profit at 1,573 earlier this morning. When it continued to run to the upside towards that 1,630 level, I got serious FOMO, and I was almost going to jump back in. But certainly, we know that as we run up towards daily close, we often consolidate, have a small dip, where we may consolidate again before we find out the true moves of where things are headed. And I stuck to my guns, and I took profits, and I'm very happy that I did. If you see that our Unicon indicator gave us the entry signal here on the 16th of July, we've done a lazy 34.7% on what is arguably the most accurate Ethereum indicator you can get anywhere online. Look at the accuracy of this indicator on Ethereum itself. And when this thing prints green, I pay attention, and I share that immediately with the guys inside Discord, which I did. And so as it stands right now, I'm just going to zoom out. And again, a little bit of a different and funky way that I like to draw trend lines, even though I don't put a ton of weight on them. Certainly there's some significance when you see trend lines like this, where you get decent bearish rejections. You've had retests of these diagonals in the past that now becomes a level of resistance as we trended towards it. And then now we're looking at a retest of that overall diagonal and this supply zone for an indication of where we head. But when we look at our custom steamroller indicator, again, the accuracy of which cannot be understated. We are in a point now from an RSI standpoint, from a steamroller standpoint, from a volume standpoint, where some lower moves would be expected. So for myself, as I start putting on Gravy Train, we can see that the level of interest would be around that $1,400 level. I certainly do have some alerts set on other charts around that $1,450 level, and some buys set around 1400, because ETH is showing undeniable strength at the moment. But certainly as it stands right now, we need to let things breathe a little bit and or consolidate before we understand what's going to happen with the next potential moves for Ethereum. A lot of people, again, calling for that 1800 level. If we were to hold this position confidently tomorrow, I would anticipate some more moves to the upside, where we would look to, that 1730, 1800 level, because really from this point here, holding this high, there is very little structure to the left-hand side that would indicate to me that if we continue to run up, that we would have any issues there. And again, I've got my take profit set at 1655, and then again at 1749, because I always like to just front run those supply zones, because you could obviously see them being front run yourself as well. Or alternatively, we just blast straight the hell through, retest, and then bang, continue up. But I don't think that's it just yet. I think if we see continued moves on ETH, I don't think it would be as rapido as what we just saw here in this last few days. But certainly I'm anticipating ETH to certainly be, let's say, the center of attention at the moment for where things stand. So again, we're sitting above the 200 MA. That was a huge catalyst where I doubled down on my position here. With respect to where we stand right now from an MA standpoint, we've got our 20, our 50, our 80, our 100, and our 200 MA, which aligns with that 2268 level here, which was that previous low. We've put on our, we start getting old school here with some of our itchy levels here. Yeah, definitely we're sitting above our baseline now. I would look for cloud level rejection around 1685. If you put on our levels, again, we can see here, rejection around the cloud here at 1927, but we're pretty healthily within the cloud at the moment. Looking for that 1460, 1450 level, which would be, cloud interference here, baseline interference, and the previous top of this level. So let's just see what happens across alts at the moment. Some of the other ones I'm looking at are BNB, because of this ascending triangle formation that I've shared with you. Shared that about 10 times across the Discord in the last week and said, watch this video, you're going to see a lot of these formations. And I don't know how many people did, but kudos to the ones that did. So again, ascending triangle formation, blast above. We didn't necessarily get a retest of the high. I guess if you move things up there slightly, we just did. Well, yeah, we did actually, and I didn't pay any attention to that. So just front ran the high of that ascending triangle. We've come up now, hit my take profit level at 266.99. That was just sheer luck out of all of that. And we sit just below this 50 Fibonacci right now, which we know the significance of. But really, I still think we need a little bit of a retest of this level here. Could we see... Maybe, probably not. That's probably silly for me to put that in there. I'm not going to put too much weight on that. Please ignore exactly what I just did there. But yeah, it's the first time I've looked today. Gravy Train is giving us some long signals. And honestly, the coins like, BNB, Sol, as I said before, AVAX, but BNB especially, this is a coin that's always going to have a place inside the heart of a lot of traders, and obviously for the reduced trading fees. I think Binance did like a free trading or trading fee freeze recently. I don't recall, but I always have some BNB, and it's one of the coins that I love to trade because it always has its moment in this market. I'm so confident on BNB continually long term, as I am like FTT coin, for example, which is the native token coin of FTX. FTX, backed by Sam and those guys. You know, that you're pretty silly to bet against those guys. Again, ascending triangle. I said to the guys inside Discord this morning at like 9:40, I said, hey, Sol is a coin that you want to watch because we've got this ascending triangle structure here. I bought in at 36.95. I've yet to take profits on that because I'm just waiting to see what happens. It's a coin that's lagged a little bit in the past, or lagged recently rather, and it just hasn't had its moment yet. So I'm still looking for those upper levels around $55. You know, on the 4-hour time frame, Gravy Train has well and truly nailed every freaking move of this. On the smaller indicators, we've got Unicom, which has now given us an entry signal. Yet again, a very, very accurate indicator for momentum on Sol. I mean, come on, look at that. Unbelievable accuracy. So one that cannot be understated. Matic was doing silly things. Ape is a coin that I'm always looking at. LTC to follow BTC movements, as Neo does as well. If ETH continues pumping, ETC will continue to pump. Cotti is a coin, as is Theta and Vet, that can run at random times when BTC consolidates. So for me, it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Phantom is now moving, and I had a freaking... Hell yeah. So I'm just, yeah. So what did I... Yeah, shit. Well, that would have been nice, but I took profits at 10% there. That was a short-term trade. Really stoked with that one. Phantom is another one. What else is moving well at the moment that we can have a little bit of a look at? YGG. You bastard. I should have bought off the trend line, but I didn't. Loop Ring is another one that a lot of people are talking about at the moment. Again, ascending triangle formation. Some people rotating profits from Matic into Loop Ring. Triangle formation with your head to the upside. That's pretty much exactly where I would be looking at it. So I'm just snowballing now. I'm not really putting too much attention on things, but BTC is the one that you want to be looking at the moment to see where the market heads in Ethereum BTC. So that's it from me, guys. Make hay while the sun shines, because this may not be an extended run for alts at the moment. I'm certainly trading pretty aggressively at the minute, as I hope you are as well. You know, play with as much as you can afford to lose. You know, but take risks, take educated, calculated risks, because this is the market to do it. And last night I had a few losses, but it was all wiped out by my Ethereum trade. So, you know, try not to be in too many altcoins at once. Always look at your BTCs and your ETHs, because they can sort of save you when alts have issues. And yeah, come into the Discord. All the show notes are below. Everything we do is free, man. We do this for you guys. So love it or not. But yeah, stay safe, trade safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.